Greetings, fellow gamer. Do you still enjoy playing Doom?
Something tells me that you do, buddy.
Well, do you miss playing as a racist stereotype of an Asian man?
This really think he's Bruce Lee.
Or everybody's favorite Afghani shepherd, Caleb Muhammad al-Mustafa? Well, in that case,
Check this out.
the chances of you knowing about this game are as slim as the chances of me having a cohesive upload schedule. Powerslave was released in 1996, 2 years after the release of Doom 2 and developed by Lobotomy Software in New York. It was first released on Sega Saturn, followed by the PC version and a PlayStation port. The PC version of the game honestly is kinda shit. It runs on the build engine and it's almost a completely different game from the console counterparts. Yes, this is one of those very few cases where the console variants are actually superior.
That's a bit sussy.
So today we'll be talking about Powerslave EX, which is a fan-made PC port of the PlayStation version in Full HD with modern controls and resolution. The download for the game is currently down for unknown reasons, but you can find the latest version in my Discord server, where you absolutely not get harassed by edgy Italians with anime profile pictures. This game just so happens to be the very first game I ever played, so this review is most certainly, definitely not biased. So yeah, when I say this is obviously the best first-person shooter of the 90s, that's a solid fact. So why should you care about this game? Well, because it's... When you open the game, you're greeted with this guy. If you ever played the game, then you probably heard this laugh in your sleep afterwards. The game then wastes no time and instantly starts telling you the plot. Here's a quick summary. It's Egypt in late 20th century, but for some reason still looks like the ancient Egypt before Alexander the Great or the Ptolemies. Anyways, so something quite unusual starts happening. All of the Arabs turn to Anubai and cat girls, because as you know, ancient Egyptian fanfiction is filled with furry roleplay. The furries then proceeded to invade nearby settlements, as the stench of their fursuits caused a fatal pandemic in the area. You're playing as literally Ricardo Millis, a member of the Special Forces sent on a mission to eradicate the furry menace in the ancient city of Karnak. But as you guessed it, your chopper gets shut down, your companions are killed, and you're now alone in Egypt with nobody to protect you from the local guides who will definitely try to rip you off. Oh well, and Egyptian furries and unusually large scorpions. The first thing you do in such a situation is turn your VPN on for additional safety. Don't have one? Well, check out Surfshark VPN, one of the most secure and trustworthy VPNs on the market. Unlike other options, Surfshark is literally a Swiss knife of VPNs, as it does a little more than just change your location. It protects you from unwanted surveillances. Can't visit r/chonkers in Saudi Arabia? Change your location to a different country, and you can see as many obese cats as you want. Surfshark makes you anonymous and hard to trace online. It also protects you from malware and data mining. All you gotta do is click one button to activate it. And if you use my link in description to get it with the code BROLEG, you will get 83% off your purchase, plus 3 extra months for free, with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now back to the video. The game starts you off with nothing but a machete. But then you quickly find the revolver, find out how atrociously useless it is. I still love it for that awesome sound and slick animation though. Your first adversaries are blue scorpions that sure want that cock. I mean, they're literally jumping for it. You then find the ghost of Ramses who guides you throughout the game. And you fast travel with the camel who makes a very familiar noise when you click on him. The game then shows you a map screen. Get used to it since you'll be traveling a lot in this game. You see, this is not your average 90s shooter. It has a fully fleshed out RPG system where you have to find certain artifacts that give you permanent superpowers, which allow you to access areas and levels that you couldn't before. For example, the first artifact you find is a pair of crusty sandals that make you jump much higher. So you will find yourself traveling back and forth to certain locations. Aside from artifact hunting, you'll also be hunting for computer parts hidden in some levels.
Is my personal gaming rig.
If you collect all of them, Ricardo will literally dial in the good ending, using his 70s laptop. There's something else hidden in the game. Each one of the levels has a secret mummified doll of one of the developers that you can find and collect. This was by far the most entertaining part for me as a kid, trying to find all of them.
Joe Biden.
And trust me, they're hidden alright. Once you collect them all, of course you get rewarded for it, and yes, it's worth it. The game also has a very unique weapon selection when compared to other games. You get a useful machete as it has unlimited ammo and works underwater. You get a terrible revolver that is only good for shooting crustaceans. But then you find the bread and butter of the game, the fucking M60 machine gun. You see, this game does not actually follow similar tropes to other games of its time, where each weapon has its designated target. In this game, every weapon shreds every enemy type. So you can imagine the M60, a fully automatic machine gun, being useful to the very end of the game. So yeah, you will find yourself picking up most of the ammo for this gun. Oh yeah, this game has its own ammo system where there is one ammo pickup, the blue blobs, but it gives ammo to the weapon you're currently holding. So good fucking luck mistakenly picking up large ammo blobs while holding a revolver. The next weapon you find is the Amun Bomb, also known as a Golden Testicle. These bad boys insta-kill most enemy types, true CBT style, and break secret walls. You will find yourself using these a lot when you start looking for the dolls. Yeah, this game has a lot of breakable walls. They can also be used underwater, which is very good. The next weapon you find is the Flamethrower, which is honestly kind of a letdown. It runs out of fuel very fast and does not have a lot of range. It's really good for pest control though, but I don't find myself using it a lot unless I run out of other ammo types. But now we get to the spicy late game stuff. The first is the Serpent Staff. It fires green snakes that are home to the enemy and explode. It's best for cleaning corners, but also can damage the player, so be careful. The final two weapons are a pair of rings and a bracelet. Man, by the end of the game, Ricardo do be pimpin' though. The rings shoot a shit ton of fireballs all over the place, while the bracelet serves as the BFG of the game, where you can charge and release thunderbolts towards your enemies and insta-kill them most of the time. A very underrated super weapon. Now let's talk about the main con of the game. In my opinion, that's the enemy roster. You got your fodder type enemies, the cock scorpions, the 3-pixel fucking birds you will never find, the piranhas in the water, and the most annoying mosquitoes. Then you got your grunt type enemies, the level 1 male furry Anubis who serves as your basic imp. Then there are the mummies who shoot homing red snakes at you. Very familiar. And finally, weird ass fucking insect alien things that shoot laser guns at you. Then there are the female furries who serve as the melee tank type enemy. They charge at you with their claws and teleport away when confronted with a reasonable response, just like women in real life. And finally, there are these things right here. And that's about it for the enemies, unfortunately. But there's also 3 bosses, which I definitely won't spoil. The game makes up for it with the location variety though, as each level is very memorable and unique in its look. It's also accompanied by bombastic thematic soundtracks. I mean, listen to this shit right here. The game is also pretty difficult, which can be a turnoff for some players. The only way of saving the game is fast traveling with the camel, so if you die mid-level, that means you have to start over. The game also has a lot of platforming, which will definitely be the 90% of your death. Also, you might have noticed that this is probably one of the only games of its time that does not have a shotgun. But overall, this game has a lot of replayability, as there's a lot of things to find there. As you can't find all the dolls without finishing the game first, which means you have to come back to certain levels after you beat the game. I also found some problems with the port, especially with hit rag, but if you never played the original, this should never even be a problem to you in the first place. Now, do I recommend this game? Well, let me ask you this. Is there any other game where you can blow up ancient Egyptian furries with golden testicles? In my opinion, this game aged very well. And with this port, you can play it perfectly smoothly with whatever setup you like. It's also a quick and free download if you visit my Discord. Now we arrived at the end of the review. Please let me know if you guys enjoyed this kind of video and if you want to see me making more of these. Now have a good one.